Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly WWE SmackDown Live review. I'm your host, LK from KocoSports.net. And you, listeners of this show, please put in the comments, do you think the show is a win? Do you think the show is a loss? Or do you think the show is a tie? Now, before you get rating on what you actually think of the show, when you put the rating in the comments, remember that this is the go-home show for the No Mercy pay-per-view this Sunday. So don't judge it on the actual quality of the wrestling or the quality of the story and thread throughout the show. Judge it on how hyped, how excited you are for No Mercy on Sunday. Now, if I do it like that, I thought there were several segments they built that they did very well. I think they did a solid to great job of building Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. I like the involvement of the Spirit Squad. I thought they did an excellent job in the main event of making all three men in the triple threat match for the WWE World Championship look strong. I thought AJ looked strong. I thought Cena looked strong. I think Ambrose looked strong. I thought the wrong man stood tall. I think the world champion should have stood tall and had heel heat heading out of the show. I liked what they did with the Bray Wyatt throughout the show with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Again, intrigue heading into Sunday's pay-per-view. Women's title match was, it was okay. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But as a whole, better than Raw. Maybe because it's only 2 hours in length. I think that does help a lot. A week win. And I'm interested to see what you guys put, so please put in the comments. I'll be going to live comments throughout this show. Show took place on the 4th of October 2016, about 5 minutes ago. It's 3:05 a.m. right now. It's damn late. We're from San Diego, California. In our opening match, there was no promo. Bray Wyatt versus Kane. Okay, this is a rematch from Backlash. I like the fact they're starting off with a match. And what I like about this is it's different to Raw. Raw starts off with your long 10 to 15 minute, very long-winded promo. This starts off with a match, and Bray Wyatt comes out. There's no Eric Rowan. He's injured, and he's out for about another 4 to 6 months. Now, how about this? I believe Eric Rowan will be fired soon. I generally think he will. How many times has Eric Rowan been injured now? This is at least the second time since he's been up on the main roster since about 2013. So that's 2 times in 3 years, which actually equals around about once every 15 months he gets injured. That's discluding the time he was actually out for, so probably once every 12 months he gets injured, which is once a year. It is a big injury, rotator's cuff, I think he tore. I'm just not a fan of Rowan in particular. So maybe that's just me being biased towards Rowan. I don't see much potential in the guy. He's Bray Wyatt's lackey. Bray Wyatt loses a lot. Eric Rowan loses a lot. His value on TV means quite frankly nothing. And the fact I'm even talking about him on a SmackDown Live review is downright insulting. So we have a hot crowd. I think because it's such a short showing length, it's not like, it's Raw, it's such a chore. It's kind of like, SmackDown Live is fun, it's 2 hours in length, they just watched WWE main event, and now they get this. I think it helps. They're not mentally drained, and I think that does help. And here's a little thing, I don't know if anyone noticed this. I think Bray Wyatt's lost a lot of weight, and I'm one who always pipes and chipes and dipes on about the fact that these wrestlers wait. Like, I take the mickey out of Mr. Kevin Owens about his dieting jokes. I've kind of stopped on that because I really am enjoying his work right now. I think he's fucking hilarious. But Bray Wyatt has lost a lot of weight. Again, Orton on the Tron, he's upside down and says he can play his game better than he can. It then turns around full rotation. Bray looks at the screen, walks into a chokeslam, but doesn't actually get chokeslam as he rolls out of dodge. Bray walks away, loses via countout. Kane is bleeding from the mouth. It kept Bray Wyatt looking strong. It's continuing the Bray versus Randy Orton story, which I like. I just don't know what they're doing with Kane right now. Like, what are they doing with this poor son of a bitch? He's been there for nearly 20 years. He's fucking done everything. Is he going to retire soon? Who knows? Will he ever retire? I don't ever think so. I think he could be he could do a Ric Flair, be 60, still with that mask, still with it being insanely saggy, and still going for it. And that's not disrespect to Kane. I've always said that I respect the hell out of Kane. Anyone who does what he does, for a guy his size, is impressive alone. But for 20 plus years nearly, that's damn impressive. So Kane got the win. Needs something for Kane to do right now. He doesn't have a direction. Same as Kane, Big Slow, and Mark Henry. There's just no direction for them at all. And I'm not complaining about that. It's just if you're going to have them on the show repeatedly, especially being Kane, let's just give like at one point he was coming out just chokeslamming Fandango or chokeslamming Tyler Breeze. And where is Breezango on this show? Were they on main event? It's a damn tragedy. But it was an okay match, nothing special. Don't go out of your way to watch it. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. All right. Backstage, Corbin, he's disrespecting and bad-mouthing Jack Swagger. Swagger then conveniently walks in and says he's going to get Daniel Bryan to allow us to continue this conversation in the ring. I never understood why he said that. He looked like a moany little bitch. Oh, I'm going to tell Daniel Bryan, and we're not going to do it back here. We're going to do it in the ring. But it was scheduled then a match, not a promo. And I was under the illusion of that this match would happen at the pay-per-view. I thought it was actually announced for the pay-per-view because they've been building it for the past few weeks, but they gave away free TV tonight. It's what WWE does. I said this on the Raw review. They are so bad at one thing. Promotion. Now on Monday Night Raw, I swear to God, they even announced that the Cruiserweight title was on the line between Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins. Brian Kendrick won. He didn't become the new champion. I was stood there scratching my head thinking, what the fuck is going on right now? And in the end of the day, if you're going to promote something, just fucking promote it and get on with it. If you're too, but we can't put the belt on him now. We have to wait till next week, or we have to wait to the pay-per-view. Just fucking put the belt on him. If you don't want TJ Perkins as champion, get the fucking belt off him. Because he has backstage heat for saying he was homeless. And I'm excuse me, I got really bad cold coming through. I'm a strange one, because a part of me is like, you know what, at least he's bringing some believability to his character, and I'm a huge, huge believer in believability in a pro wrestler. It's very important, which is why I nag and drive upon weight. You know, I'm going to use an example. Hell in a Cell 2012. You got Ryback, you got CM Punk. Ryback should have killed CM Punk, but he didn't. CM Punk won the match. I don't like that. Like, it's really harsh because it's not fair on some of the smaller guys, but the great thing is with wrestling is because there's no actual rules in it, you can kind of work your way out of it by having, you know, smart psychology and smart storytelling, having like they did with Punk, where Punk ran away from Ryback all scared and fearful because he is the bigger one. I don't like it. I really am torn. I really, really am. Anyway, we have backstage Bray Wyatt. He's walking and talking to himself about how Randy's time will come. Again, very, very... It's better than nothing. And I give TNA a lot of praise. Actually, that's a lie. I give them a little bit of praise. I don't give them a lot of praise. One of the most important things I do is I always point out something. Effort. To me, one of the most important things on watching, well, when I watch a week-to-week episodic television show. Now, this isn't a wrestling show. It's a week-to-week episodic television show. So's TNA, so's Lucha Underground, so's NXT, so's Raw, so's SmackDown, so's even Ring of Honor TV. And what I want to see is great storytelling, stories, an occasional good wrestling match. But I want to see great stories being told. Now, here in the back, you're just having a nice thread throughout the show, but there was no payoff. There was no big brawl. There was no big pull apart. There was nothing. So I'm there thinking, okay, we're going to continue all these vignettes, all these backstage vignettes between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, which were all magnificently produced, by the way. Just really just build and build and build. And then what we're going to happen is we're going to have a big payoff where it's going to be a big brawl, or there's going to be a huge question mark. We got a slight question mark. Just, I didn't think they paid it off very well because they built it very well. They made Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Bella. Here's a question for you guys. I could pop in the comments. Is this too much too soon for one Miss Alexa Bliss? You know, I'm torn. Again, I'm torn. The whole thing with this show is I'm torn. You know, maybe it's the time of the day I'm recording. So I'm really torn right now. And my mind's going all over the place. It really is. That's hence why I've gone on about 17 different tangents alone in this show. Part of me is like, okay, let's give her a shot. Who else can you go with? Because you can't really go with Natalya, because we've seen Natalya versus Becky Lynch 17,228 times in the past 2 months alone. You could go Carmella, but she's in a feud with Nikki Bella. That eliminates Nikki Bella. Naomi, she's a babyface, so you eliminate her because you don't want to do babyface versus babyface yet, because you want to save Naomi for when a heel becomes champion. So the only logical option, and the only real option, whether it's logical or not, is Alexa Bliss. So I felt this was very forced. I feel this is a very filler. A very filler indeed way to get Becky Lynch's title reign just to last a little bit longer. I think we'll get Becky Lynch versus Carmella next. But Carmella's on commentary here. She is one of the most nervous wrecks I think I've ever seen in my life. She was speaking so quickly, I had no freaking idea what she was saying. And she put on this really fucking weird accent. I don't know if that's meant to be some New Yorker accent. You know what, bro? Like, I don't know if that's some kind of New York accent. She's the Staten of fuck off Island. She just sounded nervous, and I didn't like it at all. Nikki then throws Bliss into Carmella. Carmella attacks Nikki. 2-on-1 attack. Becky Lynch makes the save. Lynch and Nikki take control as we cut to commercial break. When we come back, for some reason, there's a tag team match. JBL makes a Teddy Long reference. Makes me chuckle. Nikki's a face in peril until Lynch gets the hot tag. Carmella hits. And for the love of God, I always say Big E. Okay, Big E needs to stop doing that dive through the second or third rope because he will paralyze himself. I strongly believe, and I really do mean this, Carmella, please stop using the super kick. You stupid whore. It's awful. It really is awful. Nikki and Carmella, they brawl away up to the ramp backstage, and this is what I don't like about this, okay? This may be very, very nitpicking, but I don't give a fuck. What I really did not like is the fact that when they brawled all the way backstage, why didn't a cameraman have the brain to follow them? Follow them. Have them see. Then you continue the match. You have Bliss hit the Twisted Bliss off the top to get the win. Okay, that's okay. That makes Bliss look strong, and then make the casuals believe that Bliss can actually win this Sunday and win the Women's Championship or the SmackDown Women's or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But how about this? You have brawl backstage, and then you have refs and agents and security just separating them, saying, "I want to get my hands on you." No. Boom, 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 boom. Why couldn't they have done that? So simple. Instead, you're giving the public, you're giving them half of something and half of not, because you're seeing them backstage. You know, like you had the Baron Corbin and Swagger segment, you had the Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt segment, and then you see these two women who are fighting and brawling go backstage, but a camera doesn't follow them. So what? Do they just stop when they get to Gorilla? Do they just stop? I have no idea. But if that was 20 years ago, I guarantee you that would have been brought up. They would have put a camera backstage. But Bliss did get the win. I was really shocked she got the win, but it makes actually logical sense. As you know, people don't really believe Bliss could win, but she just got a non-title victory here. Moving on, Bray finds the rocking chair, but Orton shuts basically a door. He shuts it, locks it. Camera is inside the room, and Bray Wyatt is going absolutely fucking nuts. Daniel Bryan, dude, I don't like talking about this. Daniel Bryan comes out with cancer survivors or representatives of the Susan G. Coleman. Again, the ropes are pink. They're wearing the pink merch. I don't know if I should talk about this. I might talk about it on Daily LK tomorrow on the VIP, but I just feel very uncomfortable. It's a much bigger platform here on the YouTube channel. I know there's a huge law against extremism and offensive bullshit going on, where I know you can get banned from YouTube for saying offensive things. Don't worry, what's running through my mind is not an offensive towards cancer or the survivors or Daniel Bryan or anything like that. Just this Susan G. Coleman, I'm not a firm believer of, and I don't want to talk about that much because I don't want to get in trouble, because it's not my channel, but I just run the day-to-day gimmick of it. I don't want to get in trouble, so let's just move on. If you want to hear about that, fucking subscribe, VIP, because that is worth your fucking money, because I'll go on a fucking major tomorrow on Daily LK. How about this? I'm joined by Sammy Sinister, and I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm gonna see how he reacts, and then I'm gonna unload what I have. It's gonna be a very fun show. Vaude Villains versus the Hype Bros. Fuck off. You know, I'm here. It's nearly 2 a.m. and I'm sat here and I've got my fucking energy drink and I'm like, okay, let's get my ass through this shit. And then I see the Hype Bros come out and they're goofy and corny and go fucking die in a hole, please. The crowd are deader than a dead person, if that's possible. Oh, dude, Mojo gets a hot tag. He gets to win with the Hype Rider. Go fuck yourself, you stupid sacks of shit. If there's one thing I can't stand, is that Zack Ryder and Mojo fucking Rawley. Disrespectful pieces of shit being allowed in that ring. Awful. Awful. He did this stupid dance. Oh, sick. how these guys, how Breezango didn't get on the show and these guys did. It made no sense. Ascension stood on the ramp for no reason. I'm not even joking. The Ascension came out. They stood on the ramp for no reason. So just let me calm down. Let me get my. I just can't. You just don't know the level of hatred I have for Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. You can't. I can't describe it to you in words. I don't hate a lot of people. There's a few people I hate. I hate one of my managers at work. He's an absolute cunt. And I hate Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. I hate them. I hate them. I don't want to. If they came up to me and they gave me money, I would say no. Like if I saw Zack Ryder became a VIP member of my site, I would generally delete his account and refund the money. I generally I wouldn't take that ball. I don't like him. I don't respect him. I don't respect. Oh, but he busts his ass 300 days a year. I don't give a fuck. He makes me despise this show just by bringing the pieces of shit's name up. Apologies, got a bit mad there, but we'll breathe in. We'll breathe in. We'll breathe out. Let me find my bearings. Miz TV with guest Dolph Ziggler. We have a video package highlighting Dolph Ziggler's embarrassing moments. It was a fucking well put together package. I will be really honest. It was a very well funny put together package. And I loved how they made it pretend to make it look real by making it look a W24 series. And I'm a big fan of the W24 series on the network. Dolph Ziggler then cuts another passionate promo about his career and how he can't just walk away. And if he can't deliver, he doesn't belong here. And basically screams, "I ain't done yet." I really did like that. I really, really did. Spirit Squad then come out. Kenny and Mickey. It was just those two. So you had Mike Mondo and Kenny Dykstra. Basically, they do their dance. It was funny. It was nostalgic. I liked it a lot. Ziggler got on Miz's face. Spirit Squad then attacked Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler super kicks both Spirit Squad. He then goes to super kick the Miz, but the Miz runs away, making you want to see Dolph Ziggler get your hands on Miz. How are you going to do that? You're going to have to buy the fucking network to watch it this Sunday at No Mercy on the network. I like that a lot. I'm a huge fan of not getting physically violent. Okay, having it so that there's physical action going on in the ring, so it's not boring, it's not dull, but you're not having the champion and the challenger touch. I like that a lot, especially when you have, I'd say there's two main belts on SmackDown Live. You've got the World and you've got the IC, just because of the way how Miz has elevated that title, and it really does deserve some praise. Miz, I've always said this, I hated him, but he's improved so much. And if Zack Ryder and Mojo already came out and had 5-star matches every single night, I would be like, you know what, I'm going to eat crow. I admit they're awesome now. You know, Miz is one of these people who this time 3 years ago I thought was worthless and should be fired. Now he's one of the biggest stars in the company in my eyes. He's a great heel, probably the best heel in the pro wrestling business. And to the point where he's so good, I want to support him financially and I want to buy his merch. But his merch is hard to find because he doesn't have any. Do you know why? Because he's a heel. Heel shouldn't want to make you buy things for them. I like that. Everything about him is just great. I just love how, you know, the world title was very physical tonight. And the IC title was physical, but they didn't touch each other, especially with so much at stake heading into the pay-per-view. So turn my notes there if that's what the noise in the background is. Bray is still locked in this room, and he's rocking on the chair back and forth. Then we had Jason Jordan versus Jimmy Uso. I refused to watch any Uso match, you guys know. But as I did come in, as I made myself a nice Marmite roll. Very impressive. I thought it was a very nice roll, by the way. I think one thing's with when you make Marmite on toast or with rolls, sorry to go off on tangents, just it's more important than the USO match. I think it's very important not to get too much Marmite with too less butter. But with that being said, you don't have too much butter with not enough Marmite, because that could be catastrophic. On to less important things. Jason Jordan got the win with the roll up. Usos take out Alpha. Slater and Rhino come out to make the save. I don't know if the match is any good because I was making Marmite roll. Brady is still locked in. He's rocking and singing in his chair. He says, "I missed you, Abigail. Take me home." And we cut to break. When we come back from break, Orton opens the door. Wyatt is not there. Orton walks in, launches the chair, all pissed off. And they're trying different things. There's a thread throughout the show like that. It's just the payoff for all night. You know, I waited an hour and a half for this payoff. And it was just to see Bray Wyatt not there. There is questions here, like who is Sister Abigail? Is Sister Abigail a real person? I do like the fact that we're having questions again. wish there was a payoff. It just felt like I wasted my time and got a bit excited for no reason. But there was a physical brawl last week, so we did have that. And the build itself, they've put effort in. They've tried. I think we could get a decent Randy Orton Bray Wyatt match this Sunday, but this is what I think. No, coming out of No Mercy is what I think the direction of the company is going to be. I think Randy Orton's going to beat Bray Wyatt. I think we're going to get AJ Styles win and retain the WWE World Title in the triple threat. I think we're going to get Cena versus Ambrose. I think we're going to get Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Bray Wyatt versus, just pick a baby face at this point. Fucking yeah, you got no one left in the main event scene. Unless they don't you dare do this, do Cena or Ambrose versus Wyatt. Don't actually, maybe they do Cena or Wyatt, because I know Dean Ambrose, aren't both of them taking time off? Actually, when I come to think of it, aren't they both taking time off, that both being Cena and Ambrose? Very interesting. We then have another weird Kurt Hawkins video package. He says he's wrestling at No Mercy. If they remember to do this, because, like I said, they don't remember to do it last time with the Cruiserweight Championship match. Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. Decent back and forth physical match. Swagger applies the ankle lock. Ref calls for the bell. Swagger is your winner. There was no Corbin tapping. Corbin didn't tap out. The crowd were pretty into this, to be fair, because the match got given 10 minutes, got time to build. Big fan of that. I just didn't understand, like, you're trying to build this pay-per-view match at No Mercy, I'm guessing right now, between Jack Swagger and Baron Corbin. Instead of having a big pull-apart brawl or a sneak attack backstage with a lead pipe, or having Baron Corbin, hooded, and then attack Jack Swagger, and Jack Swagger going to rampage all night looking for Corbin, and then finds him, and then Corbin denies it, and then attacks him again with the lead pipe. You could do that. You could do anything. That's just off the top of this fucking English head. But they just do a match. So they're going to say, okay, buy No Mercy this Sunday, buy the WWE Network for $9.99 so that you can see Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. I've just seen Jack Swagger and Baron Corbin, and I paid £0 for it. Please explain the logic. Kissing a rematch, No Mercy. One thing I did love about this was, Jack Swagger got given a lot of time, and I'm a big fan of Jack Swagger. But JBL's complaining here was magnificent. Like, as a heel commentator, I think he's very good. He came across as like, he actually had his point. He gave a reason why, and it was valid. It wasn't like an unbelievable one. It makes sense. Corbin snaps, though. He launches steps and shit around. It's all well and good. AJ Styles then comes out. Main event time. Well, this is the main segment of the night. Biggest pop of the night, just for his music. He cuts a promo saying he'll retain Sunday. Dean Ambrose interrupts. He's pissed off, and he says he should be WWE champion now if it wasn't for Big Match John. Big Match John comes out. AJ tells Cena, how dare you compare yourself to Ric Flair? But after Cena saying he wants to be a 16-time world champ like Flair, Ambrose says Cena is the master of political spinning things, and it's the only way he's been able to stay on top for as long as he has. And he generally goes on to cut a very good promo on Cena, basically being a poster boy and calling out all his bullshit, and says, have fun playing John Cena on TV. Great line. Cena says talk is cheap. He then attacks Dean Ambrose. Cena AA's Ambrose, poses with the belt. AJ then attacks Cena, hits a phenomenal forearm to stand tall. Ambrose then attacks AJ as you think he's safe and sound, hits the Dirty Deeds on the floor. Ambrose poses with title. All three men posed with the title. All three men got hold and had advantage at one point. Equal playing fields, equal, playground, equal opportunity here. And I like that a lot. But in my opinion, you needed your champion to look strong. They do this all the time. They have the champions look super weak in the weeks and the SmackDowns and the Raws heading into the pay-per-view, and then the champion looks strong coming out of the pay-per-view and then is back to normal. How many times, I reckon if you looked at the win-to-loss record of non-title matches that champions win, it's down in the lower, must be below 50%. I can't stand it. Why couldn't you have just had heel heat? AJ hits a style clash and Ambrose on the floor. Heel heat, boo, boo. You want to see AJ lose the title? Tune in this Sunday, No Mercy. That's how easy it would have been. But we don't do heel heat anymore in WWE. We barely do that in weekly television programming, no matter what damn company it is. Get some live comments on if we have any. It's a strange time. As I just load the comments up. This is where the internet doesn't work on my phone because the internet's a cock. I hate the internet as much as I hate Zack Ryder. Quite heavily there. Actually, very heavy there. I hate Zack Ryder more than I hate anyone else in this world. Right, so for some live comments, we have Atom Bishop 07. Mic work and storytelling was bloody good. Yeah, throughout the show was pretty impressive. Andy Paps Baby puts strong win, much better than Raw. And did you check out Bound for Glory? I with Raw was 2 hours. I'm guessing I wish. I do wish Raw was 2 hours. I did check out Bound for Glory. I enjoyed it. Bits. I give it a win too. Strong tie, weak win. It is better than Raw. Just Andy Paps puts favorite moment from SmackDown. It had to be the Dolph Ziggler and Miz segment. Like, I generally love that. I think that match is one of the only matches in a very, very long time I'm actually very, very excited for. And I'm actually looking forward to just sitting down and just watching a WWE match with excitement, thinking, who's going to win? The unpredictability that's not predictable. It's because I haven't checked out, even though I do daily news shows and roundup. I stay away from the sites I know are going to give me information about Ziggler retiring or contract expiring. I don't know what the fuck's going on because I didn't read. Do you know why I didn't look? Because me as a fan, and as a fan who's really invested and put a lot of time into this Ziggler Miz feud, I deserve a good, enjoyable payoff, and you do too. So do you guys a favor, don't check out these dirt sheets about whether Dolph Ziggler's going to quit or not. Because then when Ziggler does lose, and if he does lose, you're then going to be so surprised and shocked, and you're going to be so much more emotionally invested in the match itself. When you see a near fall, when you see your inside cradle, when you see a roll-up, when you see a skull-crushing finale, when you see a super kick, when you see a zigzag, you're going to be on the edge of your damn seat. And that's what pro wrestling is all about, emotional attachment. Andy Paps put LK, you rule, dude. Thank you very much, Andy Paps. You rule too, Andy Paps, baby. Chauncey Bullock puts hashtag beat up John Cena. Big match, John, done it again. I swear to prediction, John Cena wins. Why? It's fucking John Cena, isn't it? Nah, my prediction is AJ. He's going to retain all the way to Mania to lose it to Cena with Ric Flair at ringside. Or they could do Ric Flair, a story where Ric Flair actually cost Cena the match. Imagine that. Ric Flair costing Cena his 16th world title and just keeps doing it and doing it. What a cunt. Anyway, that's going to do it today for this show. Make sure you head over to KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net. It's where the world goes to kick ass, showing for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Also, check out lkvip.podbean.com. Subscribe for 99 pence per month. Great content is starting and already uploaded. You have last week's Lucha Underground review, Daily LK, which starts again tomorrow with I'll be joined by Sammy Sinister. Looking forward to that. Sammy will be back Wednesday, that being tomorrow, with an NXT review. I'll be with Booms and Sammy, nearly the whole team apart from Koco. Speaking of Koco, buy Mr. Sorry, as I get spit in my mouth there. Buy Mr. David Kokotis' book. It's in the link in the description box below. More importantly than all of that, make sure you all stay safe. Make sure you all stay well. From LK, I'll be catching your asses down the line.